Hello everybody and welcome back. Last episode we had the Adeptus Mechanicus come aboard the ship and attempt to arrest Pascal, which was very strange. He obviously is still here with us on the ship, but I want to talk to him first thing and just see if there is more information he can give me as to why exactly and what that was all about. So we need to go towards the back of the ship, because that is where he hangs out. There he is right here.
My apologies. 19% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than usual.
Oh, that's fine. He raises his eyes from a data slate connected to an augmetic. The augmetic used to be housed inside the skull of Tarsus, the tech priest who perished on our ship. Yes, he was from the group that came aboard last episode. Have you found out anything?
The data is scarce. His identification code is the same as mine, and his memory contains data confirming that the assassination did take place. Unfortunately, some of his memory was damaged by pulses broadcast by his battle harness. I can assert with some confidence that he was who he claimed to be, and that he served the Deus Mechanicus earnestly and eagerly.
He kind of gave off the impression of a paranoid madman.
Notwithstanding his permanent state of agony, he was not cognitively dysfunctional. His desire to immediately destroy the object he had deemed profane was partly dictated by his engrammatic augmentics, which were receiving imperatives from his battle harness. In light of the oddness of our matching identification codes, I find merit in his hypothesis as to the existence of a clandestine malevolent agent or conspiracy operating inside our fraternity.
I see. Who do you think was behind the assassination?
No data available. I will hypothesize that the assassination was instigated by an enemy of the Blessed Amanat's doctrine. I accept the possibility that the assassins were targeting me, only to be led astray by Tarsus and my own identical identifiers. I am concerned about the fate of Archmagus Amanat. According to Opticon 2-2, he went missing in the wake of the incident on an Arch Mechanicus, the Hermetico. Information about that ship and its perishing has been purged from the archives. I accept the possibility that the incident on the ship, the concealed data, and the assassination have all been part of a single conspiracy.
Yes, that could very well be. Well, perhaps you will be able to find out more.
I will continue my research into the Blessed Martyr's memory with all due reverence.
I must take my leave.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
I don't believe him to be an assassin. It just wouldn't fit. It just would be wrong. Right, well, that's all I wanted to do. So let's go ahead and see if we can't land on our planet. I think they've been waiting for us quite long enough. Let's scan it. Okay, we have Administratum. And then we actually have the Von Valencius Palace. It's two where we can go. Now our quest is in the palace. So let's go there first. And we shall take everyone who's currently with us. Who are those people? Look at all these folks. Clementia Werserin. The Emperor protects. Welcome home, your ladyship. The stately woman in a long full-dress uniform makes a graceful curtsy. Her short graying hair does not obscure her stern features. I am Clementia Werserin, Court Chancellor of the von Valencia's dynasty. On behalf of all of Dargonus, please accept my deepest condolences on the untimely passing of Theodore von Valencius. Her departure is a terrible blow to us all. But as one star expires, another always flares to life. And although still overcome with bitterness and grief, your subjects hope that you will become the Trade Dynasty's guiding light in these trying times. Well, that's a nice welcome. Abelard. Clementia gives her a nod. She nods in return, and the lines on his brow soften ever so slightly. Achilles. The young man quickly brings a respirator to his burnt face and bows his head courteously. His raven black hair veils his burns and skull implants, and his thin metal fingers creak quietly as he offers a welcoming gesture. Achilles Scalander, Secretary at the Administrative Department. I hope your journey to Dargonus was not darkened by unwanted troubles. We had some incidents, but those are irrelevant at this moment. Quite right, your ladyship. What happened cannot be changed, but you still have great deeds ahead of you. So let us look to the future with hope in our hearts. Yes, that sounds good. Clementia. Does your ladyship wish to survey the grounds? Or perhaps we could sate your curiosity by answering questions. Governor Urban Drivestem has been notified of your arrival on Dargonus and will visit the palace shortly. The preparations for the official visit are well in hand, but your ladyship still has plenty of time before the meeting. Clementia, what did you say your last name was? She nods politely. You heard correctly, your ladyship. I am of House Werserin, Lord Abelard's granddaughter and direct descendant. The succession of service is in effective good. It grants new generations understanding of their function within the mechanism. Abelard. Chancellor Werserin has held her position at the von Valencia's court for many years. She earned Lord Captain Theodore's respect through acts of great perseverance. There's no room for doubt. Blood had nothing to do with it. Oh. The Emperor blesses those who strengthen humanity's domain through their deeds. You have reason to be proud of your progeny. Huh. Thank you, Lord Captain. He was surprised by what I said. I would like to rest before this meeting. Where are my chambers? They are very close, just down the hall. That is also where the study and audience chamber are. Achilles' face brightens with a pearly white smile, restoring some of his former good looks. Lady Theodora's study has remained locked since her last departure. But on account of your arrival, we've arranged for it to be tidied up. It is ready whenever you may need it. Thank you. You are dismissed. I apologize for my bluntness, but I have a request to make. Perhaps before the meeting takes place, the illustrious Lord Captain could spare a few minutes for a conversation. I am certain that you will find my report on the state of affairs in the Von Valencius Protectorate most useful. Oh, yes, I would appreciate that. It's just me. So let's go into my private quarters. Welcome, your ladyship. Let me inform you of the location of the chambers on your dynastic estate. Okay. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject Achilles informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet with you there. Anything else? If your ladyship wishes to rest, then your personal chambers are up the stairs and on the right. There's loot. I want to get it. Awesome. Okay, up the stairs and straight ahead, he said. Oh, this must be what he meant. What is here? Why did it pause? Ah, there's goods there. Ooh, these are plus 15 dodge. Much better than what I've got. Let's put those on. We've got some lore here. The leather covers bear the names of the authors, mostly philosophers and theologians from Dargonus. The spines of the books are trimmed in gold. There's a faint mark on the polished mantelpiece, which was likely left by a glass. Some goods here. I don't know, but we'll collect it. This antique piece of furniture is obviously well cared for, but its surface is still covered with a lot of scuffs, scratches, and stains. traces of the previous rogue traders who sat at this table. Oh, we got this. We gotta look at this. A sturdy safe equipped with several bizarre mechanisms. Okay, I can try to unlock it myself. Let's try. Nice. A melt-a-weapon proficiency. A ranged weapon. I wonder if that'd be good for... I think Pascal can use that. We're gonna have to see. So then I have my own private little balcony. Whoa. I think I've seen enough for right now. I guess I need to speak with that other dude. Now, where is he? Not Clementia. Oh, Heinrichs is with him. That makes sense. Okay, let's go and speak with them. He did ask to be present for that. Okay, I believe they are up over in this section. Yes, there's Heinrichs. The slender figure, clad in robes made from expensive fabric, shudders from the violent coughing. Pressing a gilded respirator to his face, the man takes several deep breaths. Heinrichs. Achilles, it's been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. Achilles covers his burnt lips, trying and failing to suppress a coughing fit. She is in good health. She sends her regards to you, as well as her wishes for your swift return. Heinrichs frowns. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. So it does. Achilles thumps himself on the chest with his augmented hand. You hear the clanging of metal against metal. I'm not so foolish as to fail to notice a conversation in code. Heinrichs. Well, your insight deserves credit, rogue trader. Then again, I expected nothing less from Theodore von Valencia's successor. Heinrichs looks at Achilles. Allow me to introduce Achilles Scalander properly. In addition to his duties as Secretary of the Administratum, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who is engaged in other matters in the Coronis Expanse. I'm sure you will find Achilles' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the borders of your protectorate. Greetings, Lady von Valencias. Allow me once again to express my deepest condolences on the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy all of Kunrad Voitvier's accomplices on the capital world. It's the first I've heard anybody else speak about him in a while. Do you know anything about what has become of Kunrad Voidfear? Achilles nods grimly. Word of his treason reached Dargonus too late. Kunrad came to the planet and left it almost immediately, once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive. The worst of the rumors he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt. But it seems unlikely that the wardens got to everyone who has allowed doubt into their heart and now nurtures it in secret. You promised me a report on the present state of affairs. I have already forwarded all official reports to your seneschal. As for the conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora, may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargonus's political environment. You, however, have only just arrived on the world, and I thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonus, much like nobles on most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever is the weakest, or whomever they deem to be the weakest. The nobles of Dargonus are well respected, rich, powerful individuals who held Lady Theodora's favor for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that with the transition of power they will retain and even add to their lands and wealth. Really, the families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the drive stems, the gapraks, and the sourbacks. I should also mention the Wassarians, not a noble house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Theodora's inner circle, to the Blue Bloods' great displeasure. Yes, if I give to anybody, it's definitely going to be to the Wassarian. So tell me a little bit about the drive stems, if you would. The drive stems are the ancient governor house of Dargonus. Predictably, the greater the wealth of the Von Valentius Protectorate, the fuller their coffers grow. Their reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that urban drive stems rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to Xenos raids. Oh? I find that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the drive stems, but we lack solid proof, and it might never surface. Well, we'll have to see about that. Heinrichs. The closer an official is to a rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with Xenos is a heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of Von Valentius' heir, not her servant. Thank you, Heinrichs. What makes the Gapraks special? The Gapraks hail from a remote forge world, and among their distant relatives there are many servants of the Omnissiah, and the house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanicus, both in spirit and in their business connections. The Gapraks oversaw the industrial shipments within your protectorate until recently. Ever since the astropathic communication with Kiavagama was severed, they've been quite concerned about the security of the planet placed in their care. And what about House Sauerbach? Religious and hard-working. The Sauerbachs own many enterprises, including distillation manufactorums that produce promethium. I must note that lately members of the Sauerbach family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the von Valancius dynasty. They believe that Lady Theodora is a bit too keen to leave their worlds without proper oversight. Was there anything else you wanted to report? There was, Your Ladyship. And this time it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet. Xenos and the threat they pose to both you and to humanity as a whole. Please continue. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me. My eyes and ears scattered throughout the Coronis expanse. Warp disturbances, astropaths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the immaterium. Many of my observers and contacts have gone dark or have been killed. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos raids. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that Governor Drivestem will beg you for protection against the Xenos. And in this fight, the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, Anya, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the rogue trader and her mighty void ship to avert a disaster. Okay, I must take my leave. Thank you. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drivestem has arrived at court. I imagine that the Chancellor is already prepared to arrange the meeting. All that's left is to notify her that you are ready to see Urbant. Yes, thank you. We got to tell Chancellor Werserin that we are ready. Your Ladyship? The Governor is awaiting the periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you would like to see him. The sharp gaze, the impeccably straight back, the composure. For a moment you feel like you're looking at a younger version of Abelard himself, not his heir. Judging by the scars on the exposed parts of her body, Clementia saw her fair share of combat prior to assuming this position. I am ready to see the Governor. I shall arrange for him to be escorted to your study. Very good. 2 hours later, he showed up. Really? I guess he had to come from far away. Governor Urbant. Anya von Valancius, 20th in her line, rogue trader, keeper of the sacred warrant, and ruler of the Coronis expanse. I bid you welcome. Urban Drivestem, governor of this great world, first and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman as great as Theodora von Valancius. Please allow us to declare half a year of mourning so that we can honor the memory of our beloved lady. No, 6 months is too long. It's crazy. The governor glances at Cabela anxiously, then immediately averts his gaze. Ah, she's with me. I guess she's my shadow after all. Then he looks at her again. But when Cabela lets out a grim chuckle and stretches her lips daubed in fresh blood into a petrifying grin, the governor turns away from her, all but squealing in fear. I should probably not step on his toes just yet. I did just arrive. It's all the same to me. Do as you see fit. I will immediately give all necessary instructions. He casually presses a few buttons on the cogitator built into his bracer. It seems that he's quite aware of your fame, and this opportunity to curry favor with such an eminent figure is one he does not wish to miss. I see. He's gonna be one of those kind, huh? Alas, it won't be an easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, the astropaths of Dargonus flew into a rage and had to be subdued. We are gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighboring worlds, but the contacts are still weak, and the roots are tangled and no longer lead to the systems that the captain expected them to. Yes, we are well aware of this, sir. We met a ship from Dargonus not too long ago. The crew was transporting a strange artifact and went mad during the flight. This is truly regrettable. What's more, leaving Dargonus has been forbidden for several cycles now. Seems the Worsarian family has once again failed in their responsibilities. We will investigate, as well as the fact that the ship had to acquire a permit with the Administratum seal. Does your nephew still serve at the Administratum Palace? The governor presses a number of buttons on the cogitator built into his bracer and looks up at you in surprise. I don't understand. The ship did indeed depart from orbit, but it did so, if you can believe it, on the rogue trader's authorization. That is why no one dared to impede its departure. Did not authorize such a move. Lord Captain, it would seem that Coonrad somehow got his hands on a copy of your authorization, or perhaps even the original. A tool like that in the hands of a traitor does not bode well. Coonrad, former Master of Whispers, is a heretic and a traitor. Has he shown his face on Dargonus? The governor pensively strokes the rings glittering on his fingers. Lord Wolfer visited the capital some time ago, but he did not request a meeting. A heretic, you say? Now I see where all the whispering in the corridors has come from. I'll be frank with you. Your ladyship, Lady Theodore's sudden death was a blow. And without complete information about her successor, that gives grounds in all manner of rumors and misinterpretations. Naturally, none would dare challenge you by accusing you of something as sacrilegious as murdering a rogue traitor. However, Coonrad Voigtver was once a true boon to the Protectorate back in the day. Some might heed his words. My subjects' doubts are understandable. Too many things have changed in too short a span. I will prove myself worthy of my position. Your desires most commendable, but please do not forget, a ruler should never bow to their attendants. Some might see it as a show of weakness. I am not bowing, sir. I would like to complete my inauguration as soon as possible. When is the ceremony? I'm afraid that until you deal with other pressing issues, the ceremony is postponed. So, what exactly do the Dargonus nobility expect from me? Well, we are all troubled by the fate of the agri-world Janus. I took care of Janus. That is going to be fine. House Gaprak is perturbed by the loss of communications with Kieva Gamma. Yes, we are on our way there after here. If you wish to know my opinion, the world that deserves your attention the most is the penal world, Vebos 6, one of the key mining suppliers in your protectorate. Such intriguing concern for the Vebos 6 outpost. Doesn't your house happen to own the extraction stations there? His beady eyes widen in fear. "Your ladyship, I beg of you, do not interpret my words as an attempt to influence your decisions in any way." "Oh, of course not, Governor. You see, without Vibos 6, the manufacturers on your worlds will need to make haste to find new suppliers. They run the risk of delays and other mishaps. My only concern is for the prosperity of the von Valentius dynasty. But I have already visited Janus. Governor Wyatt found herself facing a number of problems in my absence." "But truly, the Wyatt line is one of the oldest. If the inheritor of such well-respected blood could not handle whatever had befallen her, then the situation must have been extraordinary indeed." Vistenza succumbed to worshipping the ruinous powers and was executed. Drivestem pales in terror. It is clear that his fear is not feigned. Ruinous powers? Truly horrifying news. I commend your resolve and unwavering severity. Death to the enemies of humanity. That does it for the planets and trade routes. What else? Xenos, your ladyship. I don't rightly know where to begin. Otherworldly beasts. Yes, I know. They have been a menace for decades. Well, only you have the power to stop it. We are in the process of restoring the astropathic choir of Dargonus. Luckily, we were forced to slay only some of the deranged psychers, although those that remain are yet unable to transmit messages. I hope Master Scalander will keep his word and offer you his support in the war against the Xenos. According to his reports, the region of Vibos 6 has been particular concern in the vast fused cycles. To issues on a smaller scale, there's a certain degree of tension in the capital, due to unorthodox succession to the sacred warrant. I have prepared a list of minor houses that have demonstrated unseemly discomposure at your succession. What is to be done about them? Command the spinners of the blood-spun web, and they will set a fine snare of retribution, Dominania. We will whisper names, and that whisper will drown out insolent voices. Not going to send them gifts. All right, I'm going to take Cabela's advice. All they have to do is whisper names. It will be done, Dominania. Let the sacrament of the hunt commence. Oh God, I hope I did the right thing. Cold sweat breaks out on Drivestem's face. He forces a subservient smile. This will bring the noble houses into line for years to come, your ladyship. It will make them fear not only blasphemous words, but also their own shadows. Yep. One last thing, your ladyship. Your inauguration as bearer of the sacred warrant is but a matter of time, and I would like to inquire about one detail. I imagine you are intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition, bolstered by an equally long-lasting friendship, of being represented on Dargonus by one of the noble houses. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded to House Drivestem. Oh, let's see. I don't know. I don't like him. I liked House Sauerback. They will carry out this duty. Drivestem's face breaks into a bitter smile. I shall immediately relay your commands, most gracious rogue trader. Thank you for your time. Yes, that was a slight. I think I've just made myself an enemy. That will be all, I take it. Well, thank you for your time. Since duty calls, I will take my leave. May Emperor's grace be with you. Well, you know what, everybody? I think this is a good spot to leave this episode. It's a lot of reading today, a lot of information, I know, but it was important that we do most of this in one swoop. That way we can continue on to more exciting adventuring. So, hope to see you next time. Take care, everybody. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye now.